Welcome, I'm Bev Adams. I own an independent paper crafting business showcasing products from Stampin' Up! I made this cute fun fold card with products from Stampin' Up! I sell these products and also a few items to make crafting more convenient. I have the free detailed directions for you for this project on my website. And if you'd like to order, you can click the links to the products that you would like to be taken to my online store at Stampin' Up! You'll see where to find all of that at the end of this video, so don't worry about taking notes. It's time to put stamps, ink, and paper together. I made this card based on a similar card that I showed you a while ago. This one was a little bit fancier, had this extra card layer, and the fact that these are separate pieces made it more complicated as well. So I simplified it and made it a birthday card, and I hope you like it. I'm using Party Puffins, the Label Me Lovely punch. I cut out some labels with the scallop contours dies. I'll be coloring with stamping blends. I've got Poppy Parade, Pumpkin Pie, Bermuda Bay, and Granny Apple Green. But you could use your Stampin' Write markers. There's just such a little tiny bit of coloring that it really does not matter. You could even leave it black and white if you'd like. My cardstock is basic white. This piece is 5 1/4 by 11. So you get a large scrap left over, and initially you may think that, boy, that's a lot of waste. That's not a very convenient piece to have left over. There'll be plenty of room for you to punch your 3 labels and stamp your hat and your birthday cake. I have a piece of Poppy Parade that's a 1/4 sheet, so it's 4 1/4 by 5 1/2. Here are those 3 labels that I already cut out. You'll need a piece that's 11 by 2 for these. I have just a scrap really of 3/4 by 3 1/8. I already have punched out those 3 labels and that 1/2 inch strip. And then I have Designer Series paper. This is from Pattern Party. I just love this Pattern Party paper. It's got black and white prints on one side and bright colors on the other side. Do watch that you have your stripes going the same direction. They do not need to really match up. But if you start with the paper square and you cut some pieces going this way and some pieces going this way, your diagonals are good. This basic white, I have already scored at 1 3/4, 3 1/2, 5 1/4, and 7. And then I need to cut, and I just wanted to show you how to cut. So you're going to fold this piece, so it's almost 1/3. And you're going to put the smaller piece on top. I am altering this design a little bit. I liked that this was in the middle for this card, but I decided that I really wanted the puffins down a little bit more. So I'm going to be cutting at 1 inch. And for me, it's easier for me to turn it on the side so I can really see what I'm doing. So I'm putting this at 1 inch. And I'm cutting with my cutting blade from the score line, which is at 1 3/4, up to the fold. So again, this should be at 1 inch. And cutting from the score line to the fold. I'm sliding this over till it's at 3 1/4 and repeating that cut from the score line to the fold. When we put it down below, it will be 1 inch up. So we're folding it basically a zigzag pattern. And then I'm going to crease those really well. You can certainly stamp the candles if you'd like. I've decided I'm not going to do that because I really don't have any place to sign this card. So I'm not going to do that. One of the things that makes this card so much easier than the butterfly one is that I have designer series paper that's going to go here. And so this one goes here. And then this one is going to go way over on the other side. So that's kind of fun. If you do decide to stamp the candles on here, you don't want it to be showing here. So leave yourself like 1/4 of an inch between the designer series paper and your candles. This goes on the large Poppy Parade piece. I did not mention my ink. I am using Tuxedo Black. I'm going to stamp Happy Birthday. Make sure and get good and juiced up. I wanted about 1/4 of an inch from the edge here. Then I'm going to stamp each of the puffins on the labels I've already punched out. This guy should be walking along, and if the hat goes off the edge, that's totally okay. We're going to go ahead and stamp just the hat on this scrap. By the way, the curvy edge should be up at the top and bottom of these labels. This puffin is going to be carrying the cake, so we want him tilted so his wing and his head are kind of almost horizontal. And our last little puffin is just going to be standing there smiling. I also want to stamp the birthday cake on this scrap. I'm going to go ahead and color the hat now. Whatever color you want to use for the hat is totally up to you. And I'm going to color the birthday cake. We want to color the puffin's feet. I'm going to go ahead and use the Poppy Parade for his feet. You could certainly decide to use the orange. And then I'm coloring his beak, the point of the beak in the Poppy Parade as well. And that is all the coloring I am doing. We need to fussy cut the hat and the cake. And this is such a tiny bit of cutting. And while we've got our scissors out, I'm going to put the right side of the label evened up. I'm cutting from the point of the basic white here. And I'm going to be sliding it over, but I think you can see that I'm going to be needing to cut parallel. And so I actually think I want to move this down and snip the white off a little bit. And I'll go ahead and adhere that together. Adhere these labels. actually has a score line here that we don't really want it to fold. So these pieces not only fill in that space, but also kind of keep that from folding. And you do want to have these pretty straight across here. And this piece really needs to be pretty far to the left, and I want to make sure that I'm not too far over. I want to be sure that that's covered up there. Putting the greeting on with dimensionals, you could certainly leave these flat if you'd like, but this piece is actually going to go about halfway. I don't want that piece, I don't want that dimensional to be hanging off the edge. The guy with the birthday hat gets dimensionals. He's going on the front. You could pop his party hat up with dimensionals. I don't think I will, though. I think I like it better just straight on there. Up to you. My quiet little guy. These guys on the inside really should be flat. Do not use dimensionals here because you don't want them to pull in your, you don't want them to make your card thicker. So this guy gets centered here. And our guy with the birthday cake goes on the inside. So he's going to be carrying that heavy load there. So you do see a little bit of the birthday cake here, and that's okay. Happy birthday with the Puffins. Here is the web address for this project, where you'll find the free detailed directions and links for the products I used. Just click the links and you'll be taken to my online store at Stampin' Up! Also on my website, you can click Home near the top of the page to find lots of resources. Under Shop, you can find the products I offer to make crafting more convenient, how to get free products with my frequent shopper rewards, and a link to my online store at Stampin' Up! Click Inspiration to scroll all my projects back to 2011, most with detailed directions and videos. Though the products in those older projects have been retired, you may find techniques, layouts, and color combinations to inspire you today. If you're new to stamping, you might want to take a look at the basics. You'll find out how to cut card bases and layers, and what's special about Stampin' Up!, and some of my favorite tools. Under Organization, you'll find tons of free resources such as catalog tabs, labels and case inserts, color tools, and much more. You can take a tour of my craft wall. More organization means more time for crafting. Come stamp with me here in Ventura County, California, or get the best deal of all and join my team of crafters. The team is called SIP Together, and it stands for Stamps, Ink, and Paper Together. The team is made of crafters who want to save money on the products they buy, share with a few friends, or grow a business like mine. Be sure to subscribe to my website and on YouTube. Talk to you soon. Bye.